overdrive. Need to take my baby for a ride. Ooh, she's like a smooth stretch-out highway. Ooh, like a cool summer breeze. If my motor's running right, or we might lose control tonight. Got the shape I love to squeeze, looks that bring me to my knees. Oh please, let it roll tonight.
Hi everyone, welcome once again to TW Teleproductions North Coast Game of the Week. Can you name this view that you're seeing right now? Get out of the way.
They paid me for that.
It is Perkins Township, where the Perkins Pirates tonight are going to host the Huron Tigers in now what is unfortunately just kind of a crossover battle instead of being an SBC affair. And it's Firelands Health Stadium where the Pirates are hosting the Tigers. Used to be one of the fierce spot battles in conference play. Now it's just sometimes. In fact, these two teams didn't even play the last 2 years, which really is a shame. These were two teams, whether basketball, football, whatever the case might be, were cheering sections that would really have great showdowns. And now it's just kind of become a crossover game, which kind of stinks in a way. But the last time these two teams got together was 2022, when Perkins was the winner, 29-28. They also played in 2021, when Perkins won 35-20. They did not play in 2020. But in 2019, the last Huron win in the series, a 35-13 win here at Perkins. Nice look at the stadium entrance and fans that are coming in to watch the final home game of the year for the Perkins Pirates. Just the last time the neighborhood will be smelling like this until next football season. Well, maybe if they have a home playoff game, it'll be a little bit different, but they put out a great spread to the Perkins Athletic Boosters.
Go Pirates!
Blake Parker, number 13, who has made quite an impact on this year's football team.
Yes. Nobody get hurt.
Good look at the back end of the stadium as you make your entrance from the Strub Road side. And now inside we go, where the fans are getting set for this battle. Huron coming in at 3-5 on the year. Perkins at 5-3, exactly opposite. And Perkins, of course, has 3-0 in conference play and looking to make it a four-peat in the SBC. And it's kind of a misnomer almost this year. So you don't want to say it's a given, but Tiffin Columbian, the game they have coming up on the road, will probably be their toughest conference encounter. But you would think the Pirates would still go in as proverbial favorites in that one. Tigers wearing their home whites tonight with the red numbers trimmed in gray, being led by one of the more talented young men in our area, and Landon Holer at quarterback. Yeah, when you get to this point of the year, lots of pep talks going on beforehand. It's a season that's been kind of funny for Huron because they've played well, they've got good personnel, but just hasn't come together. Fan of the Week is up next, and it's brought to you by Snow Trails Winter Resort in Mansfield.
Wait. Hold on. You covered up by wads. Hey, come on. Come on, glove.
I got hair. Hey,
You got everybody, bud. You just holding the camera. North Coast Game of the Week. That's ball knowledge.
Nicely done, Cash. Outstanding. As we get set, it's nice to hear the fans saluting Tom Whaley in the North Coast Game of the Week. That is your Fan of the Week. Snow Trails Winter Resort in Mansfield. It's kind of cool when the camera goes on and you hear the kids say, okay, what are we going to do? You scream? What are we going to do? That's great poses being struck by these fans gathered up. Yep, Huron's losses this year, they lost 52-46 in overtime to Oak Harbor in the season opener. They lost to Genoa, who's another 8-1 team, 42-32. They've been in games. They lost to Tiffin Columbian 16-13.
We're here.
Lost to Bellevue 28-14. Lost to Vermilion 28-21. They've been in all these games. They just can't seem to make those big plays at the right time. Snow family watching as well. Nice wave from Delilah. My, Delilah. And, of course, senior night, Logan Lesh, you see on the right-hand side, the quarterback that no one thought anybody could ever replace until Sam Schweinfurth came along. And, of course, under Logan's tutelage has come a long way in just a couple of years.
For 3 years.
It is indeed senior night, with the Pirates having their last home game of the regular season. Now, can you guess which picture belongs to which senior? 13 Pirate seniors being honored on senior night, and that class, since they were freshmen, on this field, 24 wins and 1 loss. That's not too shabby. Well, the stage is just about set. It's Perkins, dressed in their home blacks, taking on the Huron Tigers. Home finale for the Pirates. It's senior night, and there's going to be a lot of excitement in the air when this thing kicks off, and that is coming up in just a few moments. So stay right where you are on North Coast Game of the Week. Name that neighborhood. North Coast Handyman bringing you our first quarter of action tonight. Call 419-656-0905 for North Coast Handyman. And by Groff Funeral Homes, they have got parlors in Sandusky, Milan, and Huron. Groff Funeral Homes. Part of that gorgeous fall weather that we've been experiencing all across the North Coast. Grant Hickman with it teed up. And the Huron Tigers going to get the ball first, and as Hickman does so often, he makes you start at the 25-yard line by pumping that ball into the end zone. Landon Holer on the first run of the night. Holer 6'2", 190-pound senior, and of course, disappointing to see that we're not going to have Landon around anymore to watch next year. The last in the line of Holer brothers, all the sons of head coach Sam Holer. And just a great effort by Holer to get what he did before finally being brought to the turf. Hayden Wilson, the running back, right along with Holer in the backfield. That's pretty good defensive pressure right there, coming from Landon Flores. I mean, Holer doesn't even have time to set, to even look. Bam! Right there. That'll kind of mess up the timing of the plays. Flores pumped, as is his teammate John McGlashan. Nothing doing on third down, so Holler would have to kick the football away. And Perkins to get it back. And it'll be on their own 31-yard line. The swing pass off into the flats for Blake Parker. And this young man has been nothing short of phenomenal this season. In the last couple of years, the Pirates have had so many talented athletes, but the well just never seems to run dry. Levi Jackson on the carry. And again for Levi.
Got it.
The early jumping on the defensive line for Huron. Boy, Parker getting crushed pretty good that time. Good hit up on top by Landon Enderle, finishing things off. Jackson again on a first down carry. Special thanks going out to the following businesses for all of their support to the North Coast Game of the Week. There's your Civista Bank scoreboard here in the first quarter with nothing on that board as of yet.
First pass is complete to Blake Parker. The stop made by
Blake Parker moving the ball into Huron territory. These two especially, Schweinfurth and Parker, have really been on the same page almost all season long. That ball down to the 36-yard line. Levi Jackson getting a lot of the calls early. You heard somebody yell fumble right there on top of it. Hayden Wilson for the Tigers. Watch once again at what causes this fumble right here. It's like Enderle ripped that out, and Wilson right there to fall on it. So the Tigers would take over on their own end of the field. Right about the 26-yard line. Holler on the rollout and toss, incomplete downfield. Intended for Braxton Barrett. Coverage was by Bryce Davey. So a 2nd and 10. Good stick by Jackson on defense. Hitting him low and getting those legs off the turf. So a 3rd down play call coming up for the Tigers.
Supposed to be.
Halfway through the first quarter, Tigers set to kick it away once again.
the 29-yard line of the Pirates. 1st and 10 for Perkins.
And it's going to be a first down for the Pirates on their own 29. Braxton Martin now taking the football. Martin down after a short gain. Again, Braxton Barrett there to make the stop. You're going to see Schweinfurth. He's dressed in black and white, same as the officials, so why not? Make it official. He thought it was a first down. Officials said no. This time, it'll clinch it. Pirates move the chains out to the 44 and pick up the first down. And Schweinfurth initially just pushing the pile forward and then just breaking free to make sure before he is gang tackled by the Tigers. Schweinfurth under pressure.
Sam Schweinfurth, the ball carrier.
Taking it out of bounds around the 48-yard line, and then Braxton Martin into the secondary and to the house.
Nope, you're good.
The outstanding season for the senior, Braxton Martin, just continues along as he bursts through the line, 48 yards for the score. He hands on him in the backfield, but he just runs right through those would-be tacklers. And off to the races goes Martin for 48 yards. I wonder what's going through the official's mind as you can see him running downfield. Man, don't turn the wrong way, you're going to get run over. Martin gets the Pirates on the board. And as they have done all season long, extra points. Yep, good. 7-0. As Hickman will send this one deep to the 6. Just following the wedge of blockers up the middle, Caleb Staley. Thanks to the following businesses for your support on the North Coast Game of the Week. Leslie Murray Law, Fosco Cement, David F. Cook Funeral and Cremation Services, Diedrich Motors, Crush Wine Bar, Dockside Cafe, Pier Pub, Pizza House East, and O.E. Meyer Propane Division. Tigers down by a score. And Holler starting this drive successfully. The first down pass play to Caleb Staley. Stop made downfield by Bryce Davey. Well, the read by Holler may not have been the best, but I don't know if the handoff would have worked much better because the Pirates just really collapsing in the middle right there. Joey Ziegler, John McGlashan. Second down, 9. Hayden Wilson, best run of the night so far for the Tigers, and their second first down of the series. Saw a lot of nifty moves as that run went along by Wilson. Worth another look for Matthews Ford. 1, got a hand on him. 2, hops over 3. And now just getting shifty downfield. 4, 5, 6, 7th man out of 11. Finally got Wilson down. That's an outstanding run for another Tiger first down. Holler off the play fake. Well, I tell you what, he was lucky to hold on to that ball the way he spun and got turned. But a great job by Holler as usual. Oh, that's the burger smoke. I love it. It'll probably smell just as good as it looks. Second down and 4 for the Tigers. Holler with another first down toss to Caleb Staley inside the 10. Mark it at the 7-yard line where it's first down and goal. That's where the field starts to shorten a little bit. That option pitch to Staley. Not much there. Well, we get down toward the end of the first quarter and the end of the first quarter. There's that run by Wilson that set up this drive and the opportunity for the Tigers inside the 10-yard line of the Perkins Pirates. That's where our first quarter comes to a close. Perkins with a 7-0 lead, and quarter number 2 up next on TW Teleproductions North Coast Game of the Week. Hartung Title bringing you tonight's second quarter. Of course, Hartung Title across the North Coast, supporting local athletics for generations. Wake Up and Waffle, a brunchery located at the Marketplace in downtown Sandusky, established in 2020. That's Wake Up and Waffle. Atlantic Avenue. Oh, and here I thought you were just walking for these shots. Not that ambitious anymore. It'll be third down and goal for the Tigers at the 4-yard line after that run by Wilson. Early second quarter action from Firelands Health Stadium. Boy, trying to wedge that into the corner of the end zone for Staley, but it's going to go to fourth down and goal. Kohler put it in a good spot where the defense couldn't get at it, but unfortunately right here, neither could Staley. Ugh. Good coverage right there by Caden Legando, and that brings up a fourth down and goal. Field goal time? Nope, gonna go for it. Timeout being called before we get a look at our fourth down play. While we thank the following businesses for their support of the North Coast Game of the Week: Erie Community Federal Credit Union, Pizza House West, Brady Signs, Cook Aluminum, Wendy's, Hartung Title, Pizza House West, and Chick-fil-A. There's your Civista Bank scoreboard early in the second quarter. On fourth down and goal for the Tigers, they would decide to go for it. Holder unable to make connections with Staley, so the Pirates will come up big on defense and take over from their own 4-yard line. It's one way to get yourself some running room. Stop finally made downfield by Nathan Porterfield. Martin, just good read on defense to slip that outside. There was nothing really where it was supposed to go off tackle. And Martin getting enough to give the Pirates a little bit of breathing room away from their 4-yard line. Unfortunately, a holding call would bring it right back again.
Braxton Martin, the ball carrier, brought down by number 76, Blake Reyes.
Martin first, and then this simple slant-in pass for Blake Parker. I love that pattern. It's a very difficult one to defense unless you've got a linebacker jumping the route for some reason or another. That would open something else. You just get that inside position on your defender, and Parker will do the rest. Staley and Holler downfield on the stop. Pirates overcome one holding call, and then Martin starting to do his thing once again. And now Levi Jackson. Whew. I'm telling you what, between Martin and Jackson, pick your poison right here, folks. Jackson explodes through that hole. Jackson will be back again next year, of course, as he is a junior right now. Schweinfurth for Connor Smith. Not often you see Schweinfurth off the mark by that much. And even that wasn't all that much. Nice little toss out into the flats for Levi Jackson. And remember, this drive started all the way back on the 4-yard line. Special thanks to the following North Coast Game of the Week supporting businesses. That's quite a gallery of seniors right there. And quite a gallery of cheerers behind them. Here's Schweinfurth. All down to the 28-yard line of Huron on the pitch to Parker. And now Blake again.
Schweinfurth pass complete to Blake Parker. He's brought down by number 24, Chris Viviano.
Levi Jackson on the carry. Back to Levi. And into the end zone. Take another look right here on our Game of the Week replay from Matthews Ford. Levi just running in for a score. This looked like he was a little shaken up. There was not a whole lot of emotion out of him that time. Brad Hickman up and good. And there's your Civista Bank scoreboard now with Perkins leading 14-0. Wilson gets the next drive started for Huron. Good solid 5-yard pickup. Toss to Jack Raglow coming up just shy of a first down. So a 3rd down and short for the Tigers. Braxton Barrett, the first down catch. Out to the 35-yard line.
Wilson, the ball carrier, brought down by number 18, JoJo Moore, and number 8, Landon Flores.
See the Tigers showing some signs of putting their offense together. It's a matter of that consistency and trying to get it to the end zone. They got it down inside the 5-yard line earlier, failed to put it in. Now another first down for Huron. Let's see Deshaun Harper trying to yank that ball out before he got to the ground.
Go get it!
Braxton Barrett for a few. Davey on the stop along with Martin, and a little timeout being called on the field as well as the Tigers try and map out strategy for the rest of this drive, which hopefully would get them on the board. Thanks to the following businesses for their support of the Game of the Week: Hermes Parker Concrete, Snow Trails, Civista Bank, Matthews Ford, Cameo Pizza, S&H Blinds and Floors, Fresh Electric Incorporated, Flynn Pine Cruise, Toft Funeral Home and Crematory, Restore Pro, and Musicians Alley. (14 zip) in favor of Perkins on the Civista Bank scoreboard. Bobbled around, and Wilson not enough for a first down, and the Tigers will punt it away again as Perkins will be backed up again to their own 12-yard line. In fact, they were backed up to the 4 before and put a 96-yard drive together. Gando picks up a few before running it out of bounds, and then Braxton Martin will pick up a whole lot more. Braxton Martin, 73 yards, and he is personally pumped. This totally flips the field here with Schweinfurth handing it off to Martin. That's a huge one right there, and it's not like it's easy to slip the tackle of Landon Holer. He just keeps slipping. There's 3 solid tacklers that were there and had great shots at Martin, and Braxton ran right through him. Setting up a 1st and goal for the Pirates. Martin for 4, and then, how dare that official get his head right where it's supposed to be. Levi Jackson into the end zone from 5 yards away as the Pirates scored their 3rd touchdown of the night while the defense continues to pitch a shutout. On the Wildcat, Jackson following Martin right through the middle. The referee had a better look than we did. I think that's the way it's supposed to be. Need the Superman camera that can look right through. So now a 20-0 contest in favor of the Pirates. And the extra point right there again for Grant Hickman. A 21-0 Perkins lead. Braxton Martin. Man, what a first half. This whole Perkins team, they've had issues running the football this year. I mean, as the first half winds down, Perkins is averaging around 108 yards per game on the ground. And at halftime in this game, they've got 222. So that ground game really coming alive behind that stout offensive line up front, as you see Ben Olemaker from WLEC talking with Jalen Santoro at half as the Pirates build a 21-0 lead at the break on this week's edition of North Coast Game of the Week. Addition to name that neighborhood. Mike Zoll, Cold Creek Cleaning Services, bringing you our 3rd quarter of action on the Game of the Week, in addition to Shores and Islands, Ohio. Grateful Dead. Who? I would be lying if I said it was beyond my time. It's just Tom and I have different tastes of music, that's all. So here's our second half kickoff with the Pirates receiving this time. And Bryce Davey, I'll tell you what, Bryce Davey has turned into one of those young men that you get to the edge of your seat when he latches onto the football. Because you just never know. He can make some big plays happen. And that young man, just a junior. Blake Parker going to work again. And whatever the Pirates drew up at halftime, as you look at a nice hit there by Legando. Landon kind of took the breath away on Levi Jackson. Seems to be working for the Pirates early in the second half as that running game continues to churn up positive yardage. This is Paving the Way, brought to you by Hermes Parker Concrete Limited from Sandusky. Braxton Martin continuing to make positive things happen in this game. And again, talk about some of those guys up front for the Pirates and Bob Hutchinson, Carter Cook, also Eli Sanchez, Joey Ziegler. Paving the way, they're the guys that do it for Hermes Parker Concrete Limited of Sandusky. And I think any of those running backs that have any kind of success, that's usually what they point to first, is that work up front. Nowhere to go for Martin that time. But just outside the Tiger 30-yard line. Martin all the way down to the 15. It's like the more Martin gains, it seems like the more he wants to gain in this game. Just great, determined running. Again, look at the hole that was opened up by that offensive line. And the Martin machine rolls on. Now JoJo Moore explodes through the middle and dives into the end zone for the fourth Pirate touchdown of the ball game. Great determination and effort again by Moore, making sure that that run made it into the end zone from 15 yards away. This is bringing the heat for Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated. Heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and refrigeration since 1889. JoJo Moore, the sophomore, getting his crack at the end zone right here. Looked a little bit of a delay action, and he just explodes through that big hole opened up and then puts the shoulder down and with a determined effort dives forward into the end zone. And the Pirates have expanded their lead to 27-0. That's bringing the heat for Gunlock Sheet Metal Works Incorporated, just south of the 5 Points intersection in Sandusky on Columbus Avenue. Hickman keeps the Pirates perfect on the year in extra points. And it is a 28-0 lead on the scoreboard for Civista Bank. Say the Pirates are on a roll since week 5 is an understatement. Clyde 63 points, Sandusky 44, Norwalk 48. And they're up to 28 in this one in the third quarter. Caleb Staley finished off by Mason Adams. Adams, one of the graduating seniors, and the son of the state championship football team, quarterback Brent Adams.
Tighten that down, right? You go motions.
Brandon Holler's pass is complete.
Kohler completing the pass for Austin Sass. Third down run by Kohler. Enough for a fresh set of downs. As Kohler puts it up top, way over on the far side of the field and caught by Robert Fisher. There's Owen Ryan with his first carry of the night for the Tigers. Pass falls short of the intended receiver, Caleb Staley, so the Tigers down 28-0, having to kick the football away once again. Special thanks to the following businesses for their support of the Game of the Week. Your Civista Bank scoreboard tilted heavily toward the Pirates in this one, 28-0 in our third quarter. You see Levi Jackson all right after taking that big hit a little bit earlier. There's Blake Parker for a 28-yard catch and run, and congratulations to Blake Parker right there, the 100th catch of his career. Not too shabby. Blake really stepping into the spotlight last year in a more or less a supporting role, but boy, clutch catches last year, and you put the ball close to him this year, he's going to put it away, and this is what he can do with it after the catch. Pump out of bounds for Nathan Porterfield. And now Levi Jackson back to work again as Porterfield teams up on the tackle with Landon Enderle. Here comes the sophomore again, JoJo Moore. All the way down to the Huron 11-yard line. Take another look at JoJo exploding up to the middle. Look at these holes that this offensive line is just can't talk about enough. But the job that they're doing in this football game. Ball down to the 11-yard line where the Pirates have another first down, turning JoJo Moore loose again. Nice cut back against the grain. Gets it down to the 6.
JoJo Moore, the ball carrier brought down by Austin Sass.
And upstairs and into the end zone goes Blake Parker again for a 6-yard touchdown catch and a 34-0 Perkins lead. That coming with just a minute 37 left to play in our third quarter. Schweinfurth with great touch on the ball, but here when he's got to zip it, he will zip it and put it only where Parker could catch it. So a 34-0 lead, and it would take till week 9 of the season before Perkins would miss an extra point, as that one is blocked. And the perfect record is no more, but the Pirates still with a 34-0 lead and a minute 37 left. Take another look once again at the streak breaker right here. Boy, what a great job by Wilson. Hayden Wilson coming in from that near side and getting two hands on that football to knock it away and ruin the perfect streak of the Pirates on extra points. So it is all Perkins right here at 34-0. With our third quarter coming to a close, you're looking at Braxton Martin, and you're looking at just about anybody that runs the football doing a great job in this game, thanks to that O-line. North Coast Game of the Week. One more neighborhood teaser Before we get to our fourth quarter, which is sponsored by the Old Fish House with knickknacks, snacks, and BS Facts. That's the Old Fish House in Huron. The Hovey Career Center in Milan, just off of Route 250 at Avery. The Hovey Career Center. Fourth quarter. Tigers looking to make something positive happen here.
This is my guy right here.
Go ahead and caption that picture. We've been talking a lot about the running game of Perkins all night long and mustering just some great numbers. And you see a penalty flag thrown on the attempted catch by Bryce Davy. But don't underestimate this Pirate defense and what they did in this game. I mean, you had Huron first and goal inside the 10-yard line, and it just rose up, closed the door, and would not allow the Tigers to move the football. Here's Schweinfurth once again on the pass play to Adams. Double hit from Staley and Wilson. I'm sorry, Sass, not Wilson, on the stop. Good look at Mason Adams. And a crossing pattern for Blake Parker as the Pirates work their way down the field once again. Levi Jackson down right around the first down sticks at the 12-yard line. JoJo Moore.
Number 18, JoJo Moore, the ball carrier, brought down by number 22, Hayden Wilson. Stop the...
Schweinfurth tossing for Davy inside the 10.
Number 3, Bryce Davy.
Pirates knocking on the door once again. Down deep in Huron territory with a 34-0 lead. Oh, looky there. The old hook and lateral for who else but Joey Ziegler. It's the last time you saw hook and lateral with an offensive lineman on the receiving end of the lateral. That is one pumped up young man. It's a pumped up team right there. Hutch Schweinfurth once again getting everything started here. Tossing the ball out on the left side for Bryce Davy. Bryce makes that inside move, but laterals behind him to Ziegler, who looks like your Hall of Fame fullback. Picture says 1,000 words, and the whole team kind of getting into it at this point, and it's like the cherry on top for this one as the Pirates extend their lead, courtesy of Danny Buga, to 41-0. obviously a running clock at this stage of the game, so things would move by quickly here in the fourth quarter as you see that ball just off the fingertips of Caleb Staley. Well, it was nicely done that time. Staley kind of with the old juggling act and then brought it down. That's not an easy thing to do when you're on the run and you know you're in a spot on the field where you're probably going to get smacked. Another look for Matthews Ford. 1, 2, 3. Fourth touch was magic. Now Staley manages to end up pulling that football down.
Holder's pass complete to number 9, Caleb Staley. Taken out of
Caleb Staley with another first down catch for the Tigers. As the Perkins Pirates will elect to take a break and call a timeout here in the fourth quarter. Thank you to the following businesses for your support of the North Coast Game of the Week. Pizza Brothers, Small City Tap House, Danny Boys, Flag Brewing, coveted by Share, Huron Pizza House, Gnome's Podiatric Medicine, and Brumbaugh Law Firm. Thanks also to the following businesses for their support as well. J Bistro Downtown, Chet and Matt's Pizza, Matthews Ford, Snyder Collision, WTF Rice, Sora and Oak Sushi and Whiskey Bar, Vita Downtown Sandusky, Kaufman for Judge, Shores and Islands, Ohio, and Firelands Health. There's a touchdown, man.
I don't even know what to say, man.
Left Joey Ziegler speechless. Wow, what a grab by Staley. I mean, defense was hanging all over him. Frederick Taylor right there, but take a look at this throw by Holler, number 1. And then catch at the other end by Staley. And they don't come a lot better. Owen Ryan didn't get it in the first time, but second effort by Hayden Wilson will get the Tigers on the board. Hayden Wilson, 6 feet tall, 190-pound senior, runs with power, runs with great elusiveness, and finishes this drive for the Tigers. See, good work by the Huron offensive line as well. Anthony Mazza leading the way. So the Tigers, some positivity right at the end of the ball game as they go for 2 on the extra point conversion. Throwing back against the grain, and right there was Frederick Taylor to knock it away. So that brings us down to the conclusion of this one, and your final score on the Civista Bank scoreboard: the Perkins Pirates 41 and the Huron Tigers 6. The records opposite on the year: Perkins at 6-3, and Huron now to a disappointing 3-6. Up next, your pancake player of the game for Sandusky Bay Pancake House. There's one look at him, Levi Jackson. And this junior running back giving you a preview of what you're going to see from next year's Perkins Pirates, but he's still got a lot of work to do this year. And a lot of fun things to show off. Levi Jackson, a junior for the Perkins Pirates. our pancake player of the game for Sandusky Bay Pancake House since
We
'66.
dominated as a team. It was a personal win. Hey, I can't say it's personal, but it's permanent for the program, you know? My play tonight, you know, I started off the game slow, and I picked it up throughout the game, and I'm proud of myself for picking it up. And it's all about the team, you know? Got the team dubbed. That's all I wanted. I love this team, man. We're on to great things, you know? We had a slow start to the season, but as things go on, we're going to get better. I'll be at Sandusky Bay Pancake House.
Sandusky Bay Pancake House, there since 1966, bringing you our Pancake Player of the Game. Congratulations to Levi Jackson, who will be taking in some of the best pancakes anywhere you can possibly look. It's a happy bunch of Pirates after their 6th win of the season. And that is 5 wins in a row for the Black and White after opening up the season at 1-3. Up next, Perkins will head for Tiffin Columbian in the final game of the regular season, and a big one there. It's for a conference championship of the Lake Division. Columbian at 5-4 on the year, and Perkins going in at 6-3. Both teams trying to wrap up at conference championship, and basically it's been these two teams battling it out for a couple of years for the top spot. And for Huron, they fall to 3-6 on the year. They finish up at Edison High School against the Chargers. Nicely done. As you look at our Pancake Player of the Game, again, Levi Jackson in toting the load for the Pirates in a game in which they had 31 carries on the ground for 328 yards. Not too shabby for a team that averaged around 108 yards per ball game going in. So credit to the offensive line and to all the running backs who ran so hard and so well in this one in leading the Pirates to their 5th straight win. And not one of those has been close. 41-0, 63-14, 44-6, 48-3, and 41-6. Will the same happen next week? Wait and see. Next week on the Game of the Week, we've got Margaretta looking for an outright conference championship. We will see you then.